There we go. Confirmation that we are live and everything's working good. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It is Monday, November 14th. I'm here once again at Eglinton Park, and I see some people in the chat already. Tech Needs Tea, Vivian Johnson, Zach McNally, Ricky is here, Yogi is here. And if you watched my Sunday night Stumble stream last night, I unveiled some new gear that I bought. Namely a pair of heated gloves and a new balaclava, which I'm hoping will keep me warm, as I'm planning on doing a lot more winter e-bike rides this year and on the e-scooter. And the last time I went out, even though it was only 8 degrees, my fingers were absolutely freezing. Hello, Adam. So I've got my regular gloves here. And if it gets to the point where my hands are too cold, I will break out the heated gloves, which are in my backpack. I'm also rocking this thing, which I can cover up. Not for the reason you might think, but rather just to keep the face warm and to keep the nose faucet at bay, because it does tend to run quite a bit. Walking man, dude. So yeah, I also have a motorcycle helmet with like a visor I can wear on the really cold days. That'll keep my whole head warm, as well as keep my eyes covered, but this should do. I think I sound a bit more muffled right now, right? So we'll just ride like this for a bit, and if I get cold, I can always flip that. So this is a bit of a trial run. I'm also still waiting on the new e-bike. I actually took all my e-bikes and scooters off of my balcony today, because I'm not gonna have access to my balcony till May, so my apartment is an absolute mess. I'm going to be selling a lot of those items and making way for the new one. All right, so let's see if I can stay nice and warm on this one. I don't know how long it'll be. Sunset, it'll be dark in about an hour from now. Let me make sure the camera is all good. I'll just go slowly here. There's about 15 seconds latency right now for me to be able to see. If I set things up currently, there's a bit of guesswork when I put the chest mount on. I don't know, does that look okay? Does it look nice and level to you? Let me know. To me, it looks okay. Adam says, I imagine you getting colder on an e-bike as you don't get warm pedaling. Gaby will be heating up some apple cider. All right, what's the verdict? Are we looking good? Well, let's just take off anyways. All right, so this is just my regular gloves. I've got this balaclava strangling me. It's pretty tight around the chin. Thank you, Brad Palmer. Thanks for confirming. Just the usual disclaimer. I don't follow the chat that closely when I'm actually moving around. This is Edith Drive. That is Yonge Street straight ahead, but we're gonna go right here. So the last time I came out, it was about 8 degrees and I felt fine for a while. Then about halfway into the ride, my fingers felt like popsicles. Ooh. Traffic? is going on here? Maybe. All right, so we're going west on Eglinton. I was gonna take Eglinton for a bit, but let's get off of it. This looks like a bit of a nightmare. So it is south on whatever the heck you want to call this street. Let's go right here at Anderson. And I can already feel these winds in my face. I'm gonna flip the thing up to cover my mouth and nose. We'll see how that does. I'm gonna go left here on Oriole Parkway. So this is south on Oriole Parkway. I'll tell you what I forgot. I should have put on some long johns. It is getting cold down there. And I think we're going to get our first real snowfall tomorrow, although it did say wet snow, so that might turn into a big ball of disappointment. We'll have to see. Sheena's here. Marge is here. Thanks for tuning in as I aimlessly roam around on the e-bike. Give that car room to pass. And this is Kilberry. And I think one of Action Kids' Airbnbs was just on the left here. Kilberry Road. And tomorrow's video is uploaded and ready to go. And I must say, visually it looks quite good. It's another Twilight walk, but I think it came out a little better than the last one I did. We can go left here. I do have my headlight on and the tail light. So now we are going south on Avenue Road. Early stages of finger freeze are starting to set in. I'll switch over to the heated gloves at some point pretty soon. Josephine is here. Clem Lowe's. Matthew Withy? Did I say that right? St. Clair Avenue West coming up. Jeanette is here. Hello, Jeanette. This is Balmoral. Marge, member for 22 months. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for your membership. Thank you very much, Marge. Lucas says, where am I heading to? Well, eventually I'm heading to pick up some food. But I don't have a set route in mind. I always like going south on Avenue. It's a lot more fun than going north.
Not really. Yeah.
Robert says, keep warm. Unique design says, stay warm. Yes, that'll be a theme of these winter, although it's not wintry yet, but, well, Jeanette. For a hot chocolate after the stream. Hope the new weather gear is holding up. Thank you, Jeanette. $7, thank you. I'm gonna get me a fancy mint chocolate, hot chocolate. So far the balaclava, I keep wanting to say baklava, is holding up. Dummy here, forgot to put on long johns, but that's okay. My legs are usually the last thing to feel really cold when I'm out. And it's only 2 degrees. This is nothing. It's gonna get much colder than this. traffic is turning right onto DuPont. Where am I heading to? I don't know. Maybe I'll set a short-term goal of Grange Park, and then when I get there, I'll swap the gloves out, and I'll try the battery-heated ones. I think I'll be ready for those by then. This is Davenport. Luca, I don't know. That happens sometimes. That happened on my premiere this morning. My smart TV was about 12 seconds behind my laptop. So Daniel and everyone else. CPAN 193 watching, 67 likes. Thank you guys. Nice driving, no indicator. Turns in front of pedestrians. And a dude on a bike. So on the left is the Yorkville neighborhood. On the right, we have the Annex. But you know what? I'm gonna go try those gloves out. Let's turn right here onto Lowther. There's a park just over here. Get to see one of these pretty Annex side streets. My fingers have become icicles already. Mike Landry, $5. Hey Johnny and everyone. Hello, Mike Landry. Thank you for the $5, Mike. Hope you're keeping warm on the East Coast. Always stop sign. Well, I am going to swap my gloves here. see how these things work. So, off with the old. So I showed these gloves off on my live stream last night. Sorry, I can't see the chat right now. They've got this heater. If I hold it, they turn on and get nice and toasty. There's a battery inside. So I'm really curious how these things do. Now, one thing is I won't be able to do things like grab a Kleenex with these big, stupid, heavy gloves, but let's see. I've got them on max heat right now. Actually, let me just make sure I zipped my backpack up properly. I'm always paranoid that I've left it too open. So these gloves are already toasty. Marge, $5 for a snack to go with the hot chocolate. All right, we are rocking now. Look at these things. Ooh, baby, nice toasty, not even warm, but hot hands. There's gonna be no complaining about the cold with these babies on. It seems as if every snippet of conversation I overhear from people, they're talking about relationship matters. So that's one of them things people like to talk about. So this is west on Bloor Street West. And this would be St. George Street. John Burke says, Johnny Hot Hands. They do make the back of my hand a little warmer. I can tell that's where like the primary heating element is, and then it just kind of spreads through the rest of the glove. Which is fine, because the palm of my hands are wrapped around the grips anyways. We are riding into the heart of the annex. Ooh, Ferrari. Nice. That guy was looking at me like I look ridiculous, and he's probably right. This camera strapped on me. This ridiculous balaclava. These giant heated gloves. He's like, dude, do you realize it's only the beginning of November? Lisa says best hood. One of them. Whoa. Is Canada really that cold? It's not that cold, but when you put yourself on like a bike and you start riding through even anything below 7 or 8 degrees starts to feel a lot colder, especially when you're not pedaling all that hard because you're lazy and you're on an e-bike. Brash Brannigan, great stream. Can you change your gloves temperatures? Thank you. Bash Brannigan, sorry. Yeah, they've got 4 temperature settings, but I just put it all the way on the hottest one. And I like it enough, I think I'm going to leave them on this setting. They're nice and toasty. So this is Koreatown, but let's go down Palmerston. Thanks for the super chat and the support. A rare two-way residential street in this neighborhood. They tend to be one way, and they often change directions just to prevent through traffic. All right, let's turn on Harvard here. Left or right, left or right, left or right. All right, we'll go left. Now here's something you don't need to know about. Can I reach into my pocket with these big stupid gloves on? Pull out some tissue. I did, great success. The bell says, why is there no snow? This is crazy. Tomorrow there should be wet snow falling. I'm at the point where I have my umbrella and camera on me at all times, just in case I can get out and record that first snowfall. So this is eastbound on Harvard. going to be weird having to remember to charge up my gloves. Phone, laptops, headphones, all the things we have to keep charged, toothbrush, electric shaver. Now I can add gloves to that list. How ridiculous is that? So this is east on Harvard Street in Harvard Village. This is a really underappreciated neighborhood in downtown. It's just one of those places that a lot of people that live in downtown never come to or even really acknowledge. It's kind of like Baldwin Village, which is similar. I've talked to people and mentioned that, and they're like, what? Where is that? All right. I'm gonna have to turn the heat down on these gloves. They are starting to burn my hands. Like, the top of my hands are actually burning hot right now. Let's fix this situation. So we're in red, purple, green, white. So let's go down to purple. All right, now my hands are at least not on fire anymore. That was pieces toasty. Hands were melting. All wrong, cupboard says burning glove. All right, now this setting is starting to burn my hands. I'm gonna turn it down one more. I don't know the temperature ranges on each setting. That's all stuff in the manual I never opened. There you go. Now we're on green, whatever that is. Made it to Huron Street. This maze says almost sunset time. Yeah, there's so much cloud cover, you're not really going to see much. I think the sky will just be kind of gray in all directions. Probably not going to get one of those glowing sunsets. Here's St. George Street. And for some reason I have elected to stay on, well, it is no longer Harvard, this is now Hoskin Avenue. Geez, my hands are starting to burn on this setting. What the hell, gloves? Okay, we are now on the lowest setting. Dash Brannigan says sunset in 10 minutes. I was thinking of calling the walk I did last night, like downtown Saturday evening at the golden hour, but it wasn't so golden. It was kind of like tonight. It just kind of went from light to dark without the spectacular colors in between. Lisa says back to the drawing board and the gloves. No, they're actually doing well on the lowest setting. People just walking in the bike lane. This is a very poorly configured intersection in terms of connecting to the bike lane. Jeanette says it's storming in Houston. I have warm hands, but what about my butt? I am sitting on it. So this is Wellesley. Okay, now I'm going to test these things just turned off. Let's see how they do. See how they do is just gloves. Nobel misses Queen video so much. One of the last holdouts from a bygone era. All right, can confirm they are gloves. They do a good job at keeping the wind out though. I have a pair that says they're good for minus 20, but as soon as I move around on like a bike, you can feel little streams of cold air getting through the fingers, and it's quite annoying. Josephine, 199 pounds. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you so much for your support. And the 199. Thank you, Josephine. What time is it? It is. So here's a new park. This is featured in one of my upcoming videos. I think Ken's been there as well. And we've made it to Yonge Street, but we'll save Yonge for another day. So now we're on the east side of downtown. Coming up is Church, and this is the intersection of Church and Wellesley. No worries. All right, and we're gonna run into a closed lane here. And this would be the beautiful 94 Wellesley bus. Whose exhaust I am now sucking in. Beautiful. Susan says it gets dark so quickly now. It does. All hail the bike lane that has reappeared. I don't know what that lady behind me was trying to say, but she apologized for something, so I just said, don't worry about it. All right, so we're hitting Sherburne. All right, I see those supers. I'm gonna have to pull over for a second here. I'll take a look at them. This is Ontario Street. Let's see. Josephine, again, 149. Thank you, Josephine Halligan, for your 149 pounds. And Mark Briand, member Mark Briand, $5. Thank you, Mark. Thank you guys very much. Should we take a little laneway adventure here? Where is this going to lead me to? Oh, look at that. It led me nowhere good. There's a way out, but it's kind of blocked. Oh, it was worth a try. Back to Wellesley. Let's go. South here on to Parliament. So this is Cabbagetown. Josephine says, beautiful Toronto. You said you've been chased by dogs before? I did? When did I say that? Tom Stir says, how's the cold? It's good. Not that cold. The real test of this stuff I bought will be when it's well below zero. All right, I'm gonna get out of this car's hair. Looks like there might be some water main work going on Parliament. Checking something. Okay. Andrew says I'm flying on the e-bike. I'm actually going pretty slow. One good thing was this e-bike, whenever I turned the headlights on, the screen would freeze. And I emailed the company and I'm like, hey, this thing doesn't work. When I turn the lights on, like the speedometer freezes. and they offered to exchange the e-bike, and I was like, then I got to put it in like a box and mail it back to some place in California and get a new one that I got to put together. I was like, nah, I'll just deal with the broken speedometer when I turn the lights on. I don't do that much night riding anyways. And out of nowhere, it started working. It no longer freezes. So it fixed itself. What are you doing, car? Have you ever heard of... Maybe he was just going slow because of that person just wandering across the road there. This is Dundas. Hey, I just lost my chat. Come back. There it is. Let's go left here at Shooter. I'll take this over to River Street. Peaceful when I don't talk. So this is south on River Street. If you're curious, I'm going 14 miles per hour. Now that the speedometer is working, I'll be afraid to flip it back to kilometers in case that causes it to freeze again. Susan says, we like my rants and narration. Come on, light. This light's a bugger too. You don't always get to clear the intersection because those cars get stuck at King Street at the red light, and then you gotta wait for them to plow through. So I'm at this random park, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order some dinner. Usually it'll be 30-40 minutes before it's ready anyways. So let me pull out my ritual application here. Food, ritual. Sorry guys, just one sec. $20 minutes till ready. I have ordered. What I do is I usually just pick a place I've ordered from before, and I just hit quick reorder. It still says confirming order with restaurant. All right. Ah, shit. I just dropped my heated gloves. Oops. If you're wondering what I ordered, I just ordered some souvlaki. And I guess I still got to get myself a hot chocolate, courtesy of Jeanette. It is getting dark. There we go. I just got a notification from my bank that my card was just charged. So this is Broadview. And the place I'm getting my dinner from is at Broadview and Danforth. I'm going to pick it up and then I'm going to fly home. This is Gerrard Street East. Thank you, the Mighty Bull. You'll notice the darker it gets, the worse this wide-angle lens performs on the iPhone. I could switch to the other lens, but we're nearing my destination anyway. See a lot of people coming here to do a little gazing. And there's a good reason for that. Catching the last or the end of the sunset at Riverdale. See Pand says nice view. Vivian calls this Johnny's Park. Yeah, Ken started coming here a bit more often. I have to stake a claim to it. And there's the gloves. I'm gonna give these things like a 9 out of 10. Well, I guess I'll have to reserve judgment until I do like a sub-zero ride on them, but they are very comfortable, easy to control the bike with, and they get super duper hot to the point where my hands were boiling, or rather burning. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go pick up my food and then run home. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank our mods for their good work. Thanks to everyone who sent support, channel members, Patreon supporters. Someone was just checking out my gloves. And he walked by and he looked really slowly over at them. Then he saw me holding the camera. I was like, I'll just shut up here. But thanks, guys. I do have a pretty good video coming up tomorrow at 9 a.m. EST. I'll be premiering that on the channel. But I'm gonna go get myself some grub. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have an awesome Monday. And I will stream again later this week. All right, thank you, Vivian and Sheena and Brandon, Marie Palmer, Gaby, and everyone else. Have a good night, guys. Yoink.